Good afternoon, Junior Gold fans. Back at you here this Sunday afternoon for some more Junior Gold action as Moorhead takes on Buffalo here from the Buffalo Community Center. In net for the Spuds today, Chase Olsen. Starting lineup, Walter Gustafson with Brody Johnson and Carter Lee on the wings. Klosterman and Sarian on the blue line, and we're puck dropping underway. Sarian chips it up to center ice. He sends it in down deep. That pass intercepted by Gustafson. His quick shot there. Rebound loose. Carter Lee on the rebound. Couldn't get one past the goaltender. And Buffalo able to clear out the center ice. Buffalo splits the D, but Brody Johnson there to support. Now it's center ice. Buffalo dumps it in just wide of the net. Klosterman will pick it up. Gerard's handed out to Sarian. He loses an edge. Backhanded attempt. Negated by the Spuds, and Carter Lee able to chip it out to center ice finally. Well, Sarian up to play it. Buffalo's offside, so they got to wait. Klosterman up through center ice. Spuds make changes on the fly. And that one's an offside on Moorhead. Packer win to take the face off with Cluck and Cook. Pink and Larson back at the blue line. Puck comes back to Pink. He sends it up on the board to Cook. Cook tries to feed it to Packer, cutting down the middle. I got it intercepted. Cullen Pink in his own zone. Cullen banks it on the board. Cluck digs it out and gets it up ahead to Packle. Packle with Cook 2-on-1. Packle in shot. And glove save Buffalo. Packer wins the face of Cluck. Cluck shoots it over. Larson has to battle for it to the blue line as the Buffalo player was right there. Now Cluck kicks it to the corner and Cook will kick it in. Cook hustles on the forecheck down in the corner. Buffalo tries to clear it off the boards. Larson tried to hold but unable to, and Spuds have to regain onside at center ice. Larson up ahead. Now Cook intercepts. Cook in quickly. Quick shot there. Just goes wide. Bill fluff it off from the stick. Now Packle skates up the center of the ice. Quick shot there. Wide. Backhander by Cluck. Saved by the goaltender for Buffalo. Now Packle in the corner. Taken away by Buffalo. Now up along the near side. And Spuds have to get back on side where it comes clear. Now Packle chips it in. Buffalo takes control from behind their own net. Packle poke checks it away. Tries to feed Cook out front, but that gets intercepted. Buffalo able to finally clear out the center ice. Shot in there. Goes off the Klosterman. Shot saved by Chase Olsen. As Spuds make changes. Klosterman out here with Krebs, Chandler, Judd, and Stank the forwards. Face off. One to the near side by Buffalo. They shot it in down deep in the net. Quick shot there. Goes off the side iron. And Stink picks it up. Stink to Chandler. Chandler loses at the red line. Now supported by Krebs. Krebs carries it in. He throws a shot. That goes off a blocker. And Buffalo able to punch it free. Goes to the far side to Braden Chandler. Braden hands it off to Klosterman. Gives it up to Krebs. Krebs goes back ice, cross ice to Chandler. Braden Chandler up the right wing. He carries it in deep. Throws a sharp angled shot. Nobody knows where the puck's at. Even the goaltender was lost where the puck was at. All Skank. Krebs supports. Krebs cuts to the middle, throws it on net, and the goaltender will cover that up for a whistle. Buffalo banks it off the glass and hops over Surrey, sticking out the center ice. Now they chip it in deep. Pink gets to it. Pink spins around. Gets it up the near side. Gets past Gustafson. Now Buffalo sends it into the near side. Brody Johnson tries to get to it. Now supported by Sarian. Sarian punches out to center ice. As he gets dumped in the neutral zone. And it runs down deep for Pink to pick it up. Now turned back the other way by Pink. Pink up ahead to Gustafson. He loses it. Spun around the wrong direction, and Buffalo clears back to center ice. Brody Johnson can't handle that pass, and Buffalo will pick it up and dump it deep. Now loose along the board. Chipped up to center ice. Brody Johnson, lead pass for Gustafson. He chips it in, but Buffalo sends it right back out. Now Cardinale spins around. Sends it to the near side to Walter. Walter gets spun around, and Buffalo comes back the other direction. Now Pink working low. Krebs picks up the loose puck. And he goes cross ice over to Jack Cook. Jack up through center ice. He gets leveled. All Spuds come back to their own zone and gather things together. Krebs loses it in the corner. Now he picks it up, rips it around to the near side. Tackle along the boards along with Hodick, and they finally punch it free. Tackle with Cook, 2-on-1. Tackle with Cook. No, big save there. Goaltender gets the pad over. Now Larson in along the board. He works low. Loses the puck in the corner. Tackle digs it out. He gets it to Hodick. Centering pass. Tackle to the top. Krebs shot. Rebound. Save. Whistles blowing. No rebound. And a face-off coming forward. Shank sends it in the corner. Over to Judd. His centering pass got foiled, and Buffalo able to take it away and clear. They dump it in deep all the way into the corner. Picked up by Krebs. Krebs to Judd. Judd tries to poke it up along the boards, but not out. Now Buffalo from the near side. They throw a shot on net. Shot again. Saved by Chase. Centering pass taken away by Moorhead. Skank sends it up ahead to Judd. Judd with Chandler. 2-on-1. He's up to Chandler up front. Shot. Save. No goal, says the referee. Goaltender looked like he was laying half in the net. Bud will make some changes as Gustafson, Lee, and Johnson come out. Face off. Brody Johnson tried to hit Pink at the point. That was out of the reach, and Spuds lose possession. Now they have to come back and gather it again in their own zone. Brody Johnson from behind the net. Finks now picks up the loose puck. He rings around to the near board. Buffalo player picks it up along the near side. Now he spins around. Tries to hand it off, but stolen away by Moorhead. Gustafson leads the charge up ahead to Lee. Carter Lee tries to throw a pass down low. Brody Johnson off the two in the corner. Now comes the Klosterman at the point. Klosterman shot. Hits some bodies up front and deflected into the corner. Long exit pass by Buffalo. Goes all the way back where Pink will get it. Pink spins around the near side. Gustafson leads the charge up the left wing. Trying to catch Buffalo on a change. Skates right across Lee on Lee. Leaving for Lee. Backhanded shot by Lee goes wide. Now Gustafson continues the battle. Now picked up by Cluck. Cluck shot, rebound loose. Walter. Now Cluck with a backhander. That shot goes off of another body. Larson steps, Pink steps up and shoots it in. And it goes down low. Now Pink at the point. Throws another shot, goes off a body up front. Gustafson working low. Now he feeds it to Klosterman at the point. That shot goes off a stick and goes into the far corner. Now Carter Lee gets it down to Cluck. Cluck back to Lee. Lee throws a backhander on net. Sliding save there by the goaltender for Buffalo. Buffalo unable to clear. Packer steals it away at the blue line, but he gets the poke checked away. Now Cluck has it. Cluck throws it far side as Moorhead's making changes on the fly here. Larson holds it in, dumps it in on net. Cluck picks up the rebound. Tried to find the tackle, and loose puck comes out to Cook to take the shot on net. That's what been hung on to by the Buffalo goaltender. Out to the point, Larson, quick shot there, rebound, loose. Comes out to Sarian. He throws a shot on net. That flutters towards the net. Buffalo clears the near boards. And finally, Buffalo able to carry it out. Out to 2-on-1. Good poke check there away by Larson. Cluck with a check into the corner. Buffalo walks up front with it and rolls on net where Chase will cover it up for a whistle. 4:50 left here in the first period. No score between Moorhead and Buffalo. Skink battles for the face-off. Up comes loose quick through the crease. Now Pink gives it up ahead to Judd. Judd feeds it up to Skank. Skank and Judd 2-on-0. Shot and missed. 2-on-0 cannot miss the net. Rule number uno on a breakaway. Quick shot there. Right out front is Skank. That gets stuff attempt held by the goaltender. Krebs at the blue line. Makes a little move. Checks down in deep. He gets pinches off. Centering pass. Now Skanks circles. Tries to hand it off low, but nobody there but Buffalo player. And Chandler will pick it up out at center ice. Now up the center. Pink will dump it in. Spug will touch up. Chandler in on the forecheck. Judd picks up the loose puck behind the net. Quick shot by Skank. Loose. Krebs. Another shot. Rebound. Loose up front. And the goaltender will dive on that for a whistle. Gustafson working down low, throws the centering pass. Brody Johnson on the near side. Now Klosterman pinches. Little two-man game between him and Johnson. The Buffalo punches a three. Back comes Buffalo. Shot wide of the net. Carter blocks that attempt. Now it's loose out front at the face-off circle. Brody Johnson flips it to the near boards. Buffalo shoots it in wide. And Saring will send it to length. And that'll be an icing on Moorhead. So 2:53 here in the first. No score. Face-off coming to the right of Chase Olsen. Tackle to take the face-off. Comes back to Larson. Larson rings it around the board. Up ahead to Cook. Cook up ahead with an opportunity. Quick shot there. Blocker stays there by the goaltender for Buffalo. And Buffalo able to clear. It's going to come on net, so Chase will have to play it. He'll leave it for Larson. Larson, near side to Krebs. Krebs, long lead pass up the tackle. Hops off his stick. Now supported and punched in deep by Hodick. Puck comes all the way down to the Moorhead end, and that's going to be an icing on Buffalo. 2:09 remaining here in the first, no score. Wasserman over to Larson. Larson throws it on net. Rebound loose. Covered up by Buffalo goaltender. Face-off win. Sends with Chandler at the point. He goes cross ice to Klosterman just off the mark. Klosterman's shot goes wide. Centering pass. Hits a bunch of Buffalo players. Now Skanks retrieves it. He sends it down low to Monroe Judd. Judd sidesteps one player. Skates it back behind the net. Now he gets up to the point to Pink. Pink. Just shot deflected off a stick behind the net. Now to Klosterman at the point. Klosterman dumps it down low. Chandler. To Judd. And we got the net off its spot, so we're going to get a whistle and a face-off coming. Both teams make wholesale changes. Gustafson in to take this face-off. Wins it back to Krebs. Krebs tries to sidestep a defender and dump it in, but it goes off another Buffalo body. Now Krebs with a poke check. Feeds it up ahead to Brody Johnson. Brody Johnson feeds it through. Up to Walter. Walter, shot scored. Walter Gustafson makes a move right at the end. Catch the goalie out of position. And Walter puts the Spuds on the board. 1-0 here with 1:02 remaining in the first period. This off comes back to Larson. He spins it up ahead along the board. Loose puck comes to Brody Johnson. Got another 2-on-1. Oh, couldn't quite get it to Walter. Just out of his reach. Walter. Carter shot and scores. Another quick goal there by the Johnson-Gustafson line. And Carter gets the opportunity this one. Picked up a rebound on the back door and backhanded it in. Spuds lead 2-0. Face off, taken away by Walter. He's in on again. Shot. Oh, off the post. Walter made a move. Had the goalie out. Goalie still laying out. Now lead pass up ahead to Krebs. Krebs in. Shot. Goes off the goaltender's mask. Centering pass. Flips up. Loose. Goalie's down. Johnson couldn't get one up over his head. Buffalo able to clear for the meantime. Now Larson. Larson, quick shot and score. Caden Larson with the goal. 6.7 seconds remaining here in the first, and now the Spuds lead 3-0. So Pack will step in to take this face off. Run by Buffalo. Loose at center ice. Tackle. Throws it in on net from center line, and that's saved to the corner. And that's the end of period number one. So after one complete period of play, Moorhead leads Buffalo 3-0. We're going to get a quick minute timeout here and be right back with period number two. Period two underway. Goalie change ends. Buffalo tries to throw a shot. That's blocked. Now it's on Tackle's stick. At the blue line. Sidesteps one D, not the other. Quick checked away by the D, and Buffalo able to clear. Buffalo leads the charge up through center ice. Caden Larson pokes into the corner. Buffalo steps up front. Backhander, stuff attempt. And Olsen squeezes the pads on it and covers it up for a whistle. Tackle off the face-off. Carries up across the blue line. Gets it poke checked away by Buffalo. Buffalo carries it back into the offensive zone. Quick shot there and score! Buffalo gets on the board. And it's 3-1 Moorhead here. Less than a minute into the second period. Face off just outside the Buffalo zone. Moorhead wins it in deep. Judd gives chase. Monroe pressures it down low. Quickly taken away by Chandler. He takes a sharp angled shot. The Buffalo goalie makes that save. And Buffalo tries to clear, but that goes off of a body. Now Chandler. Quick shot there. Saved by the Judd shot. No, still loose. Now picked up. Loose shot by where Zeka just comes loose to the side. Pink sends across ice to Chandler. Now Skate chases it in down low. And Buffalo able to clear, and that'll go the distance for icing. Puck loose along the boards. Now picked up by Gustafson. Feeds it to Carter Lee. Carter Lee shot scores. Carter Lee was number 2 on the day for him, and it's a 4-1 lead, Moorhead. Buffalo off the faceoff. Gustafson enters the zone. Quick shot there, wide of the net. Brody Johnson chases it on the far board, but Buffalo able to Klosterman able to hold. And Buffalo finally clears, and that'll be an icing, bringing the faceoff all the way back down. Buffalo able to gain control. They skate up across center ice. They throw it in wide of the net. And then they throw it on net, and Olsen will cover it up for a whistle. Buffalo at the point. Ooh, that one threw up front, deflected off a skate. This one wide of the net. Battle in the far corner. Now Buffalo brings it to the near side. Benson will pinch in and hold it low. And Moorhead finally able to clear. It'll roll on net, so no icing in the play. Krebs pinches in to hold. Hodick backs it up to Pink. Pink comes up on your side to Krebs. Krebs carries it in. A good chase. Tries a centering pass. That gets intercepted by Buffalo. And now Krebs picks up the loose puck and hands it back over to Pink. Pink works it along the far board. Buffalo able to pick it free and send it the distance for icing. So fast-paced first period has come to a screeching halt in this period with a lot of icings. Skink will take this face off. Skink wins the face off. Quick shot there and deflected high into the glass. Now Skink hustles through it again behind the net. He gets a poke check away. Buffalo Tries to center. Stink takes it away. Now Chandler. Chandler sends it over to the near side. He tries to chip it out to Larson at the point, but Buffalo able to clear. Or it has to get onside. Now Skink goes cross ice over into Chandler. Chandler does a little pirouette in front of the net as he gets the shot off. That gets deflected wide. Now Buffalo rings it to the near side. Larson steps up to hold it in. He sends it through the crease to Warzeka. Warzeka, centering pass up front. Comes to Shank. Jake turns to dump it in. It goes off a Buffalo skate. And Buffalo finally able to clear. Buffalo up across the feature zone into the offensive zone for them. Stolen away by Warzeka. Warzeka leads the rush. Warzeka's shot, pad save. He looked like he was looking for a rebound with Chandler on the backside. Now Pink will step up on the near side. Buffalo ships it up to the boards, or up to the blue line. Chandler, quick shot there. Gustafson looking for the tip, and the goaltender to cover that up, and we'll get a whistle. .9:21 left here in the first period. Gustafson will take this face off. Quick three by Buffalo. Pink holds at the blue line. Brody Johnson, first to it in the corner. Now up to the point. Klosterman, shot. Goes off the head of one of the Buffalo players and skies into the air. Now Klosterman at the point again. Just dumps it into the near corner. Cardali will get to it. Cardali gets it to Gustafson, who just throws it on net. Now Cardali. Oh, he sent that one right into the midsection of one of the Buffalo players. Backhander in the air, goes past Walter. Walter now in the corner. Gets it up to Pink at the point. His shot wide of the net. Now Klosterman on the far side. Aiden pokes it free. Brody Johnson kicks it in low, soccer style, over to Cardali. Cardali, Walter, shot, rebound, shoot, score, Walter Gustafson. This little two-man game there, started by Brody Johnson with a nice little kick pass from the blue line. Walter found Cardali on the backside. Cardali returned the favor, and Walter buries his own rebound and put the Spuds up 5-1 with 8:18 remaining here in the second period. Packle wins the faceoff back to Krebs. Krebs up ahead to Cook. Cook hands it out to Packle. Packle up through the middle. Spins around. Packle spins, shoots, saves. Well, they did call a penalty on the play. I believe it was on the goaltender. Yep, number 30, the goaltender, gets a penalty. So Moorhead goes on the power play here. Penalty on the goalie as he pumped Sluck right in the back of the head as Sluck was already laying down in front of the goal crease. Buffalo clears it. Up one-on-one. Side step, tries to get past Larson. Good quick check there as Larson stays with the play. Now the Spuds come back the other direction. Lead pass up the Clutch gets intercepted. Packer will pick it up in his own zone. He'll skate it in through the middle. Now he goes wide to the corner. Wraparound attempt taken away by the defenseman. Now Packle. Now he finally sends it out to the point. Crept from the near side to Larson. Larson shot. And the rebound swallowed up by the goaltender for Buffalo. Chandler picks up the loose puck, hands it down to Judd. Judd centering pass to Skink. He's all tied up. And Buffalo able to clear. Olsen will play it up. We'll leave it for Pink. Pink's pass deflected. Chandler will carry it all the way back behind his own net. He'll lead the charge up the wing. Warzeka chips it up ahead to nobody. I think somebody forgot to tell him on the power play. Now Pink. Goes to Warzeka. Warzeka cross ice over to Skank. Skank up to center ice. Enters the offensive zone. Now he'll feed it up to the point to Pink. Pink shot. Rebound loose. Skank picks up the rebound. Wrap around a 10. Loose. Goaltender laid out. Out to the point. Warzeka. Warzeka's shot. Loose. And Chandler there to bounce in the rebound. Moorhead's going to get a penalty after the play. So Braden Chandler gets the goal. Judd takes the penalty after the play. Not sure what the penalty was for, but so this getting explained, but this should be a power play for Buffalo. The referee explains it's 5-on-4, so Buffalo now goes on the power play just after Moorhead scored the power play goal. Face off controlled by Buffalo. They carry it in. Shot goes off of Klosterman. Now Buffalo controls down low. Buffalo skates it all the way around. Now they go into the corner. Another penalty coming up. Cross-checking on Aiden Klosterman. So 5:58 left here in the second period. And Buffalo will have a 5-on-3 advantage. Warzeka and Larson will come out. And Brody Johnson will be the lone forward on this 5-on-3. Brody battles for the face-off. Quick face-off win. Shot on net. Saved by Chase. Now centering pass. Oh, right on the back door, but they just whiffed on it. Buffalo had that set up perfectly. Now to the point. We're doing a little too much chasing here for a 5-on-3. Shot and scored. So 5:28 left here in the second period. Buffalo gets on the board again, and it's a 6-2 lead for Moorhead. That's a 5-on-3 power play goal. So Buffalo will have another minute 31 of 5-on-4 advantage. Gustafson and Paco come out. Help with this penalty kill. Buffalo gets the fifth skater out there. And Moorhead wins the faceoff back. Larson chases it down. Larson rings it all the way around to the far side. Buffalo picks it up, sends it back down deep. Now Larson tries to clear. Far off shot there, blocked by Chase. He tried to glove it down. Orzeka tries to clear. Buffalo shoots it on net, and Chase will cover that up for a whistle. Gustafson wins the face-off with Fink. Fink will send it the distance right away. Down to 1 minute remaining. Tackle in on the forecheck. Buffalo brings it to the far side. Nobody there. Tackle sends it down low. Now Gustafson behind the net, causing trouble. Now Tackle tries to chip it in. Walter supports. Tackle centers it to Walter, but it's on his backhand, and Buffalo finally able to gain control and clear out the center ice. Buffalo now tries to get it deep, set up their power play. They're unable to hold at the point. Dumped in deep where Packle will get to it, and that's an offsides on Moorhead. .409 remaining here in the second period. Spud's leading 6-2. Cluck in to take the face off. He's got Cook with him. And then Krebs and Larson out helping kill the penalty off. Buffalo up ahead. Loose puck in the middle. Cluck able to clear, and Moorhead back to full strength. Hodick joins this group. Cluck causes a slippage in the back. Now he's on the forecheck along the near boards. Buffalo rings it around. Hodick gets to it. Hodick and Larson battle along the boards. Finally poke free. Cluck will gain possession, and he'll send it back to Krebs to regain, get everybody on side. Krebs speeds it up to Cluck. He can't handle that pass. Now Buffalo carries it in. Stood up at the blue line by Krebs. Krebs rings it around to the far board to Cook. He can't get to it. Now Larson will get to it. Larson tries to clear. Now it's in the feet. Oh, they said that hit one of the players on the Buffalo bench, so we'll get a whistle. And a face-off deep in the Moorhead zone. Moorhead will send out a fresh 5 skaters. Gank will take this face-off. Buffalo at the point. That was a bad pass. Picked off by Braden Chandler. Braden Chandler in all alone. Shot, save. Number 13 for White's getting called for slashing. So 2:54 left here in the second period. Moorhead leads 6-2. Moorhead now going on the power play. Sorry. Moorhead sets it up. Near side to Sarian. Sarian, shot, pad save. Chandler with the rebound. Shot, scored. Braden Chandler with the power play goal. He buries the rebound off the Jack Sarian shot from the point. And it's a 7-2 lead for Moorhead here with 2:46 remaining in the second period. Face off one back to Sarian. He wipes out along the boards. Chandler picks it up. His lead pass up to Judd too far. Buffalo carries it in. Shot deflected off a stick. Now they work it in down deep. Buffalo with a quick shot there. Chase holds the post. And Moorhead finally able to bank it out to center ice. Chandler on the forecheck. Moorhead dumps it in. They have to get onside. Now Buffalo with control. Puts it along the far boards. They chip it in near the near corner down on the far side. Sarian up the boards. Buffalo able to hold. They pinch in. And Moorhead able to chip it out. Goaltender will play it, so let him to get any icing. Uh-oh, bad turnover. Quick shot there by Judd. Goaltender had to make a save. It was a very errant pass. Now Chandler feeds up to the point to Warzeka. That didn't work out. And Buffalo's up ahead, 2-on-1. Good recover there by Caden Larson. Quick shot. That goes up high into the netting, and we'll get a whistle. A little miscommunication on the boards between Chandler and Warzeka leads in an odd man opportunity, but Larson hustles back to break that up. Gustafson wins it back to Larson. Larson brings it around the boards all the way to Brody Johnson. Brody Johnson chips it ahead to Walter. Walter tried to backhand it to Cardali, but the defender for Buffalo was able to get a stick on it and deflect that. Larson sends it back to Gustafson. Gustafson up. Warzeka to Gustafson. Now to Cardali. Cardali carries it in. Quick shot there. Goes wide off the skate. Now Cardali works in low behind the net. Now under a minute remaining here in the second period. Larson sends it low. Gustafson tracks it down on the far side. Now Warzeka steps up, and Buffalo able to finally punch it free out to center ice. Larson hands it off to Warzeka. Warzeka chips it in. And Warzeka is going to take a penalty, as that was a little after the puck was gone. 2 minutes rough interference is the call against Warzeka. 21 seconds remaining here in the second period, and Buffalo goes back on the power play. Face off down the corner. Buffalo try to walk it out front. Centering pass, deflected away, and picked up by Packle. Packle up ahead, skates it around, gets a poke checked away, and whistle blows. So we're going to get some more penalties happening here at the end of that one. So we'll take a quick timeout here for the Zamboni break, and we'll be back with the third period as Moorhead leads Buffalo 7-2. All right, here we are back for the third and final period. Moorhead leads 7-2. Spuds will start this period a man short as Warzeka still serving his penalty. The Buffalo kid too, or just him, or quick shot and a score by Buffalo right away. Power play goal for Buffalo. So 10 seconds into this third period, and Buffalo gets one quickly, and it's a 7-3 lead. And now Moorhead back to full strength after that power play goal by Buffalo. Krebs up ice on the right side, cuts to the middle, quick shot and scores. Krebs from up high finds the back of the net, and it's back to a 5-point lead for Moorhead. Pluck out here with Hodek and Cook. Cook, Hodek. Cook feeds it back to Klosterman. Klosterman over to Larson. Larson tips it up ahead. Buffalo sends it back into zone. Larson skates around the lead pass up, deflects off of a Buffalo player. Now it's loose at center ice. Buffalo from their own end. They go cross ice for nobody, and Larson will pick it up. Larson to the near side to Klosterman. Klosterman. His pass is all the way out to center ice, where Buffalo will knock it down. They'll pick it up and throw it on net, and Olsen will save it to the corner. Now Larson to the near side to Klosterman. Hodek up along the wall, couldn't clear. Buffalo walks it in the center. Larson ties him up in the face-off circle. Loose puck comes picked up by Klosterman. Klosterman now tipped up by Cluck. Cluck unable to clear. Klosterman banks it off the boards, and Hodek out to center ice. Cluck picks it up. He's got Cook 2-on-1. Spot. Cook's shot. Backhander stick aside by the defenseman. And Buffalo able to clear. Pink picks up the loose puck, hands it off to Cook. Cook lifts up ahead. He's got all sorts of room. Now he leaves it for Judd. Judd throws a shot on net and hits his own rebound in for a score. A 9-3 lead for Moorhead with 13:06 remaining here in the third period. Monroe Judd on the feed from Jack Cook. Buffalo banks it off the boards. Warzeka picks it up. Warzeka skates through center ice. Feeds it up ahead to Chandler. Hops over his stick. Now Warzeka throws one on net from the boards. And whistle blowing. Referee lost sight of it. We have a 6-goal lead. And yeah, the ref says get the clock running. Running clock now with a 6-goal lead for Moorhead. Face off up to the point. Warzeka dumps it in deep. Judd hustles to it, gets it to Braden Chandler. Chandler down low to Skank. Gets past him, and Buffalo able to clear up to center ice. Comes all the way down, and that'll be icing against Buffalo. Face-off rolls on net. Buffalo defenseman picks it up, clears up to the boards, and Buffalo up ahead with it. They've got numbers 2-on-1. That pass too far. Buffalo chases it down behind the net. Now Krebs checks it away and steals it and carries the momentum up through the center ice. Krebs on the rush. Throws the backhander into the near corner. Judd will chase it down. Judd tries to cut in front of the net. throws a soft one on there. Saved a couple times by the goaltender. Now from behind the net. All the way up to the point to Klosterman. Klosterman shot. And hits a stick up front and clears to the far side. Now Chandler in the corner. He gets pushed into the boards. Walter comes in to support to dig it out. Kick free by Braden Chandler. Chandler skates it up to the faceoff circle. Now carries it down low. Hands it to Gustafson. Gustafson walks out tight. Sharp angle shot. Monroe Judd on the receiving end of that pass from Walter Gustafson. And he buries another one in the back of the net. And it's a 10-3 lead for Moorhead. Just under 11 minutes remaining here in the third. Moorhead leads by 7. That pass picked up by Carter Lee. He waits for Walter to get onside and carries it in deep. Brody Johnson hustles to it. Ringed around to the near side. Orzeka holds in at the point. He'll dump it in low. Brody will pick it up. He tries a centering pass. It's deflected away by the defenseman for Buffalo. That centering pass flipped up high in the air off of the stick. Now Carter Lee throws it on net, but Walter chips it high up into the netting for a whistle and a faceoff coming forth in the Buffalo zone. Now, quick shot there, deflected up over the net. Loose puck up front, stolen away by Caden Larson. Caden dumps it in deep. Brody Johnson tries to center it. That's chipped away by a Buffalo defenseman. Now Buffalo deep in the corner. They try to get it up top. Larson there to hold. Finally chipped out to center ice by Buffalo. Walter tried to poke it free. Orzeka steps up to block that pass, and Walter leads the rush. Walter, near side to Brody Johnson. Brody Johnson, off the post. As the Buffalo goaltender gives a little tap to the crossbar, his best friend. Now Walter spins it back again. He leaves it for Brody. Brody's shot goes wide, rings all around to the near side. Or Pink will pick it up. Pink will dump it down deep. Buffalo in the corner. Buck races to it, fresh off the bench. Brody feeds it to Pink, but that hopping puck jumps over his stick. And Pink will come back to center right to pick it up. Krebs banks it off the boards to himself. Now sidestep to the middle. Him and Pluck. Quick shot there. That goes off a skate. Now Cook and Hodick battle for it on the face-off circle. Pink will send it down deep. Cook picks up the loose puck. Now up to the point. Krebs spins around. His dumping attempt goes off the skate, and Buffalo comes away with it. They've got numbers 2-on-1. Good poke check there by Pink. Sends it back out to center right. Buffalo sends it in. They're offside, so they got to touch up. Pink will lead the rush. Up along the left side. Pink dives in deep. Floats one right through the crease. He's looking to feed Hodick on the back door. Now battle for it in the near corner. Pluck rushes the player up the puck, steals the puck. Tried to center it to Hodick. Krebs steps up. Collision at center ice, but Buffalo comes away with the puck. Shot there. Chase Olsen gloves that down. Klosterman gets his pocket pick, but regains it. And he gets it up to center ice and all the way down, and that'll be an icing on Moorhead with under 7 minutes remaining. 10-3 lead by Moorhead. Can't get to take the face off. Wins it to Larson. Larson. Long lead pass up ahead. That gets intercepted by Buffalo. They dump it in on net. Chase will leave it for Larson. Larson over the near side to Judd. Judd tries to chip it up. Buffalo holds. Now Skink regathers. He hits Chandler on the far wing. Buffalo holds that in. Klosterman fans on that one. Larson tries to chip it up past the blue line, but Buffalo holds again. Quick shot there. Goes off of Larson. Klosterman digs it down. And Klosterman sends it out, but not out. Buffalo holds. Shot on net, saved by Olsen. That shot got some guys ducking. Now Buffalo throws a sharp angled one in front of the net. And Larson finally picks it up and flings it the length for an ice. Wise decision. As Moorhead was struggling to get it out. So face-off will come back down here to the right of Chase Olsen. Walter Gustafson will step in for this one. He runs it back to Krebs. Krebs rings around the board up ahead to Brody Johnson. Brody up ahead and he's offside. Got to get that puck before you cross the blue line. Face-off comes all the way right back to where it was thrown. And we'll do this again. Face-off one back. Krebs brings it around the boards. Buffalo steps up. They know that play now. And Buffalo's offside. Four minutes and counting here in the third period. Moorhead leads 10-3. Buffalo from the red line dumps it in. Comes right to Warzeka. Warzeka goes to the far side to Krebs. Back to Warzeka. Warzeka surveys the land. Finds the pass up to Krebs. He hits to Walter. That looks like a zone entry. Walter tries to step up. Quick shot there. Rebound loose. Lee on the back door. And Buffalo able to clear. Warzeka at the point. Throws it in on net. And glove save by Buffalo. .310 remaining. Cluck will step in to take the face off. Buffalo comes free with it. They punch it out to center ice. Moorhead takes it back away the other direction. Cook with it. Cook stops. Tries to pass the Cluck. That got deflected. Now from the face-off circle, Buffalo will carry it out. Up across center ice. Poke kicked away by Pink. Pink gets it out to the blue line and out of the zone. Buffalo chips it back in. Now Pink comes to the near side to Hodick. Hodick up ahead to Cluck. Cluck chips it to Cook. Puck rings around to the far corner. Now back to the near side. Klosterman steps up. Cluck intercepts that pass. He leaves it down behind the net for Cook. Now Hodick will hustle to it. Buffalo's clearing attempt held in by Klosterman. He throws it into the far corner. And Buffalo comes back up through center ice. Up ahead. Pink's there to foil that away. Hodick swipes at it and misses. And now Cook kicks it ahead to himself. Cook up ahead. He's got Skink joining him. As the Moorhead is in the middle of changes. Cook tries a quick wrap-around attempt. And that's saved and held on to by the goaltender for Buffalo. Minute 20 counting down here. Moorhead looks to finish this weekend sweep here in the metro area. Friday night win against Centennial. Wins yesterday against Matamidi and Cottage Grove. And Kink there to tap in that rebound with a minute remaining. And time running down here, Moorhead will defeat Buffalo here as well. So Centennial, Matamidi, Cottage Grove, and Buffalo. W's in the win column for Moorhead this weekend. Join us next weekend as we travel to Duluth for a tournament up there in the great north of Minnesota. First game, I believe, is Friday night at 5. So join us next weekend, Friday night, for some more Moorhead Junior Gold hockey. Under 30 seconds remaining here. On the near side, Judd will chase it down. Judd, long lead pass out to center ice, goes to Braden Chandler. Braden Chandler throws a soft shot on net, saved, under 10 seconds remaining. Buffalo's long lead pass will be icing, and that will run the clock out as we end it here today. So from the Buffalo Community Center, Moorhead defeats Buffalo 11-3. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a wonderful Sunday afternoon, and we'll see you next weekend in Duluth at the rink.